So we know every week we start with the story. We start with the story of the portion, and it's called Balak. The name of the portion is called Balak. Okay, Balak is a name, what he called himself a king, and it's called Balak ben Tzipor, Balak the son of a bird. That's his name. Tzipor means bird, which is very rare to call somebody the son of a bird. Usually American Indian have name like that, but son of a bird. So the traditions say that he had a bird that he made from gold and silver, and he actually took a tongue from a dead bird, put it inside. I should tell you this. And that bird was telling all the future that you want to know. And the bird was talking. Can you imagine if you're in the stock market, you go to that bird, say, birdie, you know what's going on tomorrow, and you know where it's going. So Balak, they call him Balak ben Tzipor, Balak the son of Tzipor. So Balak was king, and he was scared. So he hired a guy named Bilam. Together, if you take the word Balak and Bilam, if you take it in Hebrew, you get Bet and Lamed. Bet and Lamed is Bilbul. Bilbul means confusion. And in the end of their name, those of you who know Hebrew, is Amalek. Amalek is a nation that always go to war, and it go with the war with the brain of a human being. So every time you're suffering from uncertainty, you're suffering from feeling not confidence with yourself, you are fighting with a nation called Amalek. Amalek, okay? So the beginning of their name is Bilbul, between confusion and Amalek. And what it's trying to teach us, when you go to war with negativity, you have to be careful. Normally you end up either confused or you're going to end up insecure. So you don't want to fight negativity. You can actually, let me tell you the bad news, you can't fight negativity. You can only increase positivity. You can't fight negative things. You can't fight negative thought. You can increase positive thought. Because we have a certain balance in our mind. And that balance belongs to us being the Capitan. We decided if we're going to go positive or negative. So we all have bad days, good days. It's normal. You know, we live in this universe. It's very random ups and downs. And you cannot truly be positive all the time. It's not normal. Angel can do that, not human. We cannot. The part of life, the event that we have to experience every day, has to take us from good to bad, from bad to good. That's the way it is. You need a piece of paper? You're good, guys. No. You good? All right. So the portion of this week is to teach us the concept of the fear of a king, or higher, somebody using a witchcraft, magic, what we call black magic. What is a black magic? I have to explain that too. If that really exists. Well, black magic, of course, really exists, absolutely, 100%. Unfortunately, or fortunately, thank God, I should say fortunately, in nowadays, most people, 99.9 people, don't have no idea what they're doing with black magic. So if it worked for them suddenly, it's just because they did a mistake. But many people come to see me and say, oh yeah, I think there is a black magic in my house. So I go and I check, there's no black magic, there's just fear, but there's no black magic. Black magic can make person disappear, can make things happen. There exists, and there is books on that, many books. There's also books of cancellation of black magic. So you need to know, but if one day you feel something is really off, of course, don't be shy to reach out to Debbie or me, and there is a very easy way to check if you're not being under a spell, what do we call it? There is spell, unfortunately, there is out there. And Bilam knew all of them. Bilam knew all of them, so he was hired by the king. He said, those Israelites passing by, they just get rid of you nation. I want you to kill all of them. Get rid of this nation. I don't want to see this nation again. Those Israelites should not exist. The problem is this Israelite thinks about the toy store now. You are walking into a toy store, and there is a kid. And the kids, is the son of the owner of the toy store. And there is one toy he loved the most. Okay? But that toy that he loved the most is scared that somebody who can stand that store. He wants to destroy the whole store, and specifically to destroy that toy. So what happened? From fear, he hired the strongest kids to go destroy the store and destroy that toy. So the one who comes to the store, you need to get into the store. So you need to manipulate, you need to talk, you need to do different things. That's what Bilam tried to do with God. God's favorite toy is the Israelite. He loved them. He said, you are my nation, you are my servant, you are mine, you belong to me. An Israelite is not an Israelite until he accepts the yoke, meaning the foundation or the concept of me being a servant of the divine, of the Creator. And at that moment, you are now not fighting with the people, you are fighting with something which is called higher power. Like, for example, when the brother of Joseph sold Joseph to slavery, they didn't get punished because they sold Joseph. They get punished because they sold the son of Jacob. Jacob is a holy man. You don't touch Jacob's son. Just to sell the brother, they are at the same level. All of them are at the same level. So everybody allowed to do mistake. But now you're messing with the boss. This is not a game you want to play. Bilam, arrogant, chutzpah, audacity, shame on you, as we said. Balak, the king, full of fear. Now ask yourself this week, what are you suffering from? Are you suffering from fear and insecurity and confusion and uncertainty? Or are you suffering from being arrogant, chutzpah, audacity, think you're better than everybody else, and that's why you walk into the room like you are the one? Now, if you don't suffer from those two things, that's mean you're an angel, which is good. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Just make sure you shave your wings in the back every morning, so you're not going to fly too far. And the idea of understanding that in life, insecurity and arrogance are one. Remember that. So when you see somebody who's too arrogant and we judge them, they're super insecure. Don't worry. They're insecure. That's why they're arrogant. It's going to be a shock. And arrogant is insecure is arrogant, the same thing. And the idea is to work on ourselves, because the Torah tried to teach us how to work on ourselves, how to work on our spirit, and help ourselves to become better people. And to become better people is to find that little balance. Because sometimes, I'm sure all of us doing it, we are too arrogant, or sometimes we are insecure. When we're insecure, we suck the energy out of the room and we want the room to like us. When we're too arrogant, we are actually control the room and we tell the room how the room need to be. And both ways, we are not part. So can you change it ever? There's one way. One way. If you try to change being insecure, then you're going to be arrogant after you change. Because you will be arrogant for being able to do it. Get it? Once you be arrogant, you'll be insecure. It's catch-22. There's one thing called the divine. You got to find time during the day, during the night. Everybody has 5 minutes. And at that moment, you sit with yourself. Sit with yourself, close your eyes, be with the Creator, be with the divine. And ask the divine, I need you to balance myself, please. If I went too far with my ego being arrogant, help me. If I went too far with my insecurity that I don't trust you, help me. Both ways, help me, put me in the middle. Ask for help. The divine connection is tremendous. Now, what if you don't believe? What if you don't believe? Some people don't believe. When I work in a rehab, I met many people who don't believe. They have absolutely no belief in anything. What do? To ask from the divine to help you to believe. Many people who believe say, of course I believe in God, of course I believe in the divine, of course I believe in higher power. It's not of course. The reason you believe is because the divine allow you to believe. Don't be arrogant to think you're capable to believe. Even that was gift. That's an I'm able to believe that tomorrow will be a good day. That was a gift from the Creator. I removed the curtain this year for the first time, being brave, after 20 years of marriage with Debbie, to let her see my family. And I'm not upset with them or ashamed. It's my family. My family tend to be a little bit, negative is the word.
A little bit.
And they have a good reason to be negative. They suffer. All of them suffer. All of them have bad events in their life. And they have a good reason. They have a good reason to complain, because whatever they touch just not working. And you don't know what's come first. If the bad event make them miserable, or being miserable make the negative event. And I'm not God. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm not claiming I'm better by speaking about them. I'm just saying that sometimes when you're so negative, when you're so insecure, and you're so upset with life, your heart closes. And then you become not kind. Kindness comes from the place that you believe that tomorrow is going to be a good day. If I talk to my sister, I said, I know you're going through a terrible time. I know it's already 22 years that nothing worked for you. But do you believe tomorrow will be a good day? I say, how would I believe? I say, how was the first day when you stopped believe look like? 22 years ago. Is it look like today? Same. Time passed, guys. Time will pass. Time will not wait for you. You have to know. If you dry out from positive event, you have to know that in another second, things going to get better. Another second. I'll show you a personal story, and then we're going to go to the Zohar. I was with 3 people who was practicing to be a teacher with me, and I was in South America. I didn't plan it right. I was young, silly, arrogant, and insecure at the same time. So can you imagine the scrambled eggs, insecure in the morning, arrogant at night, or the opposite? And when I say I didn't plan it right, I didn't have a place to sleep. We didn't have a car to drive. South America, I don't speak Spanish. Everything that can go wrong went wrong. And I remember, but it was necessary for me to get to that moment, to hit bottom and understand, what am I doing tomorrow? And I'm walking in the street and I'm crying. That's it. I have no solution. There's no money, there's nothing that I can save myself. And the 3 people who trust me that I'm going to guide them to a safe environment. And they believe in me. And I start crying. I say, God, I really need help here. This is it. For a few hours, I'm coming back to them, and I have to tell them, guys, we got a problem. So I don't know how to get out of it. I really have no solution. I'm telling you, I know, you know, I have no solution. I start crying. I start singing and crying at the same time. Walking in the street 2 hours. I'm walking in a beautiful place, if you know, in Uruguay, a place called Punta del Este. It's one of the most famous places to go for vacation. So I'm walking there, supposed to give a class, and I'm walking, and a lady stopped the car, very nice car. She opened the window, speaks Spanish, blah, 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 which I don't know what's going on. I said, no habla, no, English. So she invited me to the car. Now, I don't know where they take me, the terrorists, don't terrorists, I've been kidnapped, I don't know what's happening. It's Uruguay, I don't know what's happening. They take me, so I feel safe, okay? It seemed like a mother and 2 girls. So I'm walking into the house, and there is a big mezuzah. You know what mezuzah? The scroll on the door. So okay, Jewish people with a big mezuzah. They gotta be Sephardic Jew, you know, because Sephardic like to put everything big. So it's gotta be. As they close the door at the other end, there is a big cross with Jesus on it. So okay, that's a Sephardic Jew who is also Christian. So I'm trying to put it together, not fully understand what's happening. Where is it going? So I'm sitting there, and they smile. And I'm smiling too. I say, no habla. Like, what's happening here? And they say, they bring a translator. We start talking. I said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm giving lectures. I'm also coaching people. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'm there. It's okay. You have something you sell. So, well, I'm selling the books. I'm there. Oh, we want to buy whatever you sell. It's okay. It's the first sign from God. God listened to my prayer. They asked me, where do you stay? Now, I cannot say, I don't have a place to stay tomorrow. It's embarrassing. What kind of businessman doesn't know where he's going to sleep? I say, Eliyahu, you should say. But they doesn't, no, don't say. I have a debate, what to do? And I'm looking, I say, and I don't answer. Decide not to answer. I'm looking, and the lady is very kind. I say, I'm asking you again, where do you stay? Well, I'm working on a place to go somewhere, but I'm not sure where I'm yet going to stay. I guess she read my mind. I say, until you decided, this is my house. I have a villa on the beach. It's yours. And do you have how to get there? I said, well, my friend going to get, and this is the car if your friend not going to get the car. And I look and I start crying. I said, you don't know me. Why? He said, because I feel like it. I said, no, but you don't know me. It's not right. I said, please, I'm insisting. And she would call to a certain place, we didn't have a phone or anything like this, that I had to wait for her, and she will ask, this is the friend of, you know. So she will call and will ask every 3 days to make sure we are okay. Did I believe in the Creator before it happened? Did I believe in the Creator after? It's a question. And where was it more? Where was it less? My dear friend, that's that the divine helped me to believe in the divine. That's why things happen. Okay? Please remember, the belief is not because you're able to believe. You believe is a gift from the divine. If you think that you're capable to believe because you choose to, you don't choose to believe. You have to be giving it to you as a gift. And once you believe in the divine, at that moment, you say, wow, thank you. Where do we learn it from? We learn it from Abraham. And Abraham, it's saying Abraham believed in God, and it said that God gave it to him as a gift, like he did it on his own. Because every time that you believe that there is a higher power, it's mean you've been given a gift. Every day that you wake up and say, today I believe in the divine will help me to get out of my insecurity. If you believe in that, you've been just given a gift. That's it, you're getting out of insecurity also. Don't take it for granted. Remember, you cannot fight negativity. You can only increase positivity. We're gathering today, the people at home gathering above, around the bed or in pajama, whatever you guys doing all over the world. So, whatever that you choose to do, and you all of a sudden feel good, that is a gift. Those gifts exist in a treasure. That treasure room, there is actually a chamber. That chamber in Hebrew, it's called matnat chinam, or free gift. It's called free gift chamber. You're allowed to ask, only if you know there is a chamber that's called chamber of the free gift. Only if you know that those gifts are not yours. You're just allowed to ask it, and the Creator enjoy giving it to you. If you know it's not yours, if you know it's chamber. So whatever you want to feel, sometimes when we're down, say, Master of the World, I'm just asking for a gift from that chamber. I know it's not mine, but I really would appreciate to borrow it, at least for a day. And if it stays with you, appreciate it, okay? Now, I'm going to start with a very famous part in the Zohar. That part, because it's very long, it's about 20 pages, I took just a part there. I give it a name, I call it the baby lesson. It's a very young boy. And that young boy is basically, his father is one of the greatest Kabbalists of all time. His name is Rabbi Imnun Asaba. And he meets the student of the master of all time, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So it's kind of interesting meeting between a child, they don't know who the child is, and he start being harsh on people that the entire world respect, and he doesn't even give them that respect that they deserve. So let's say we can learn something out of it, and I will explain as we go. Go ahead, please. Is it okay? The microphone is next to us, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda were walking along the road. They reached the place of the village, Sachnin, where Rav Amnuna Saba, the elder, lived, and they were guests of his wife who had a small boy. Every day he went to school, and when he came home from school that day, he saw these sages. His mother told him to approach these lofty people and receive blessings from them. He approached them. As he was approaching, he retrieved and said to his mother, I do not wish to approach them, since they did not read Kriyat Shema this day, and they taught me that whoever does not recite the Shema at its appropriate time is banned all that day.
Okay, so those of you who don't know what Shema is a certain prayer that you do in the morning in a certain time. Once the shift time change, it's no longer has any value. So let's say today it was, let's say 9:15. If you do it after 9:15, that prayer doesn't activate anything. The angel cannot accept it. And when you go to sleep at night, you're supposed to do it then as well. So without going to the Shema detail, because it will take too much time to explain, but he looked at them and he knew they actually didn't do this prayer. There is no conversation yet. He's just reading their face. Continue, please.
They heard and marveled. They raised their hands and blessed him. They said,
They blessed him anyway, right?
He said, it is certainly true that we didn't read the Kriyat Shema, because today we were busy with a groom and a bride that did not have their minimum needs, and they were thus being delayed in their marriage. There were no one to take up their cause, and we did our best for them. Therefore, we could not read the Kriyat Shema at its appropriate time. And whoever performs a precept is exempt from a precept. They said to him, Son, how did you know? He said to them, By the fragrance of your garments I knew when I approached you. They marveled, sat down, washed their hands, and ate bread.
Okay? So now we're talking about a kid, a talented kid, a unique kid, like psychic, who can see everything. And he could tell by the smell of their clothing something is wrong. But they answer him something very interesting. They say, we were busy doing one thing. If you're busy doing one thing, you're allowed not to do their normal thing that people are doing. They were busy with the groom and the bride. And we know that if you meet a groom and a bride that cannot be happy, is one of the greatest mitzvah, one of the greatest precept is to make a groom and a bride happy. Because then consider like a king and a queen. And if you're capable to make them happy, it's one of the greatest things that you can do. So they even apologize to him. We're talking about not regular people like you and me, not even regular rabbis of community. We don't talk about those type of people. We talk about people that lived 2,000 years ago that can resurrect people from dying. If they see a dead body, they resurrect the person. We talk about that level of people, and they're apologizing. Sounds so, like, and why they have to put it in this week portion to understand that they can be arrogant. They didn't take it in a wrong way. They actually bless him. That's, wow, what a great kid. Let's continue and understand. Please.
Rabbi Yehuda's hands were dirty. He washed his hands but said the grace before he washed his hands. The child told them, if you are the disciples of Rav Shmaya, the pious, he would not have blessed when your hands were still filthy. Whoever says the benediction with the unclean hands deserves death.
So he's like not leaving them alone. These little kids just crushing them one after another. And it seemed a little bit not polite. It seemed. Continue, please.
The child opened the discussion with the verse, when they go into the tent of meeting, they shall wash with water. They die not. We learn from the verse that whoever is not careful of this and appears before the king with soiled hands deserves to die. What is the reason? It is because a person's hands dwell at the top of the world. There is one finger of the hand of a person, and that is the finger that Moses raised, meaning the middle finger that corresponds to Moses, who is a central column, as will be explained.
So let's learn something for us, the hands. I'm not sure we really appreciate our hand. I mean, our hand is everything. It represents everything. Actually, the movement of your finger tells everything about you, body language. Whatever you do with your finger, it tells a lot about the person. How you move the thumb, the finger, the index, the pinky, everything. Hopefully my book is coming soon, how to read people's hands and how to read faces. And you're going to read how every movement of the index of this means something. Your nails, your skin, your movement, what you do, everything tells a lot about people. Now, when you wake up in the morning, unfortunately most people not take it seriously. If you don't put water on your hand, whatever you touch becomes impure, the book. And I know a lot of people like to kiss in the morning if they marry. They like to touch each other and impure each other. Touch the ears, touch your lips, touch your nose. And of course, unbelievable impure situations start happening. So you need to understand, if you don't wash your hand, absolutely wash it, so negativity don't go away. And I don't want to say the name of the angel that appear on your hand in the morning. There is an angel that jump in your hand. And until you don't get rid of that, it's a female angel, by the way. It's a female angel that sucks your energy at least for the first 3 hours of the day. So when you wash that away, it leaves you alone. And now you can function. But people don't see it. So just because your five senses don't let you see, it doesn't mean it's not there. So when Rabbi Yehuda, as the story tells us, his hand was dirty, and he just washed hand just, to do a bread like we wash with a cup. So he said, but it's still dirty. So he tell him, you deserve to die. I mean, that's not nice for kids to speak like that, harsh. But the kid has no filter. He's just speaking whatever the light put in him. He's speaking through the divine. And look where it's going. And I want to take you, because the story is so long, and I highly recommend you read it in English when you come home. So I'm jumping into the end, and I'm sorry for that, because I want to show you a few things about this parasha. And this is when they come. The name of the baby in Hebrew, it's called Yenuka. Yenuka means he's still feeding, his mom's still feeding him. So that's how you say, I'm just looking for the part where Rabbi Shimon tell them what's going to happen to the kids, but somehow I can't find it in the English, because I really, really, really want you to read it. Is it there? Maybe I don't see it. Huh?
No, I'm
Yeah, this is my favorite part in this section when Rabbi Shimon explained why this kid is so special. Here, it's on, this is, she put 49, it's 59, 59. Yeah, it's 59. Oh, it's in, you have it in English? Yeah, please read it, yeah. It would be wonderful if you can read it, yeah. Yeah, it's 59.
Completed saying the blessing, he closed his eyes for a moment and opened them afterward. He said, "Friends, you have a message of peace from the good master,
The kid is telling them that. You have, you know, he's telling them.
to whom the entire universe belongs." They marveled and wept and blessed him. They slept over that night. In the morning they rose early and left. When they reached Rabbi Shimon,
Rabbi Shimon is their teacher. They reach Rabbi Shimon and they reach the teacher, of course, the master, Rabbi Shimon.
they related the episode to him. Rabbi Shimon wondered and said, "He is a son of a strong rock, and he is deserving of it."
Okay, so he tells them why is he so special, why he's so gifted. His father is one of the greatest righteous of all time. Go ahead.
Even more than one could imagine. He is the son of Rabbi Nuna Saba. Rabbi Elazar was shaken. He said, "It is incumbent upon me to go and see this lit candle." Rabbi Shimon said, "This one will not rise in renown in this world," meaning to say he will not live long, since he has in him something supernal. The illumination of his father's oil shines on him, and his secret should not be spread among the friends.
So he's sharing with them. Rabbi Shimon knew that this kid is special, but it's not going to last very long. Because some soul come to this world, they visit for a short time, almost like, depends what candle. And some candle, if you look at the candle, before the candle, run out of wax or oil, it's usually like a second that it light so bright and then disappear. And Rabbi Shimon tried to teach them that the reason that this kid is so special, because the light of his father shined through him. And because his father was so great, so he can share so many things. But it cannot shine among the friends. What does that mean? We need to understand it. It happened also to Rabbi Isaac Luria. Rabbi Isaac Luria passed away when he was 38. It happened with Samuel the prophet. He died when he was 52. It happened with King Solomon, who died when he's 52 as well. So we see those people who write on themselves that they didn't have enough people that they can shine around. Because you have the wick, right? And you have the wax, right? And what is defined how long the candle will last? Is the wax or the wick? What do you think? Good question, right? Wax, you think?
Because the wick can't burn until the wax moves away.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure I can answer it's the wick or the wax. Okay, I want to say it's the wick, You say the wax because it's feed off the wax, okay? So, a human being, it says that Ner Hashem Nishmat Adam. The candle of God is the soul of a person. The candle of God is the soul of a person. That's what the verse said. Meaning that we are like candle. We have a certain amount of time that we come to visit here. And the idea is the wax is who we're surrounded with, who you're hanging with. That's the wax. That's what you're feeling it. The wick is your personal being, like who you are inside. What are you? What are you made from? So your surrounding affect your life. If your surrounding don't appreciate you, God forbid that they cut away the wax and there is a shortened part of what you can do. You have to start value the time. You have to start to value who you're hanging with. How do you know people, according to the Talmud? How do you know people? You look at who they're hanging with. If you just unappreciate yourself, it's one of the worst things you can do. When you not appreciate who you are and you're hanging with anything that just passed by, that shows something about you. That shows that you are a leaf that already fall from the tree. You ever saw the leaf that fall from the tree and the leaf which is on the tree? The leaf which is on the tree, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It's either bring shadow, turn into a fruit, turn into a flower, right? Or bring beauty. But the leaf that fall from the tree, whatever it's the wind will take it, or if it's fallen on the back of the horse will just take it to the place where it needs to take it. Value yourself. Value yourself. Value who you are. Because if you're not going to value who you are, then you're always going to be with people who complete the part that you don't value about yourself. And where are you going to end up? Wherever they're taking you. And if you have no control about wherever they're taking you, you run out of wax, you run out of energy. Stop. Build your week, build your center column, who you are. And then, who am I with? Am I with the right people who are positive? Am I with the right people who build me? That's what I'm going to look into. Look around. Time is all what you got. It's all what you got. God give us a time that we're born, time that we die. And in between, who you going to be with? Yes, you can have fun, you can do this, you can do this. No problem. Do whatever you want. But what am I doing in my life? Who am I talking to? Is this conversation going anywhere? And don't be rude. Don't be arrogant. But people, we talk about before you come about dating and all the idea of dating. And we talk about what's better, to be a woman or a man. You know? I think being a woman is much easier. But some women tell me it's the opposite. You know, some women say, oh my God, the makeup. I mean, what do you guys put makeup before you leave? What do you put? Put a jeans shirt, goodbye. And it's true. But you know, men fear of rejection. Every side has issue. I mean, the man is shaking before he asks a girl out. You know, normal men. Not normal men, don't shake. Because he doesn't care. Because that's one of the 50 that you're going to ask out. But if it's really serious, you're supposed to go through some fear. It's normal. So the idea, what's better, what's not better. I mean, I like that. I mean, I think I'm the only human being who never experienced speed dating. But I think if I will be in the day that I'm not married and I have to go, I will go only speed dating. I think it's the best thing because I don't want to waste time here. Right? 5 minutes. Impress me if I would be a girl. You got 5 minutes to impress me. The girls, what you gonna do? Just sit there, not impressed, next. It's so easy. A man is the guy who would try to be like a clown. No, I mean, I think I got it all wrong. Maybe because I grew up only with sister. Debbie met all my sisters. I have tough sister. Tough sister. So anyway, that's not the subject. The subject is value your time, please. Whatever you do, value your time. Don't go with the wrong people, please. After 5 minutes, look around. Where is this conversation going to go? Where am I going? Not good. Goodbye. People lied. Sorry. Thank you. Goodbye. Go to a place that teach you something. Go to a place that you study something that make your life rich, that make your life better. You know, even if you go on a date, see what type of date. You know, you don't have to go dinner. Now you're stuck for lifetime there. 3 hours. What are you going to say? What are you going to do? You know, there's pre-dinner, and if you earn it, maybe dinner. Value the time. It's not a joke. You have only time. So what if you're lonely and that's the only thing you got? Also value your time. Because this thing can affect you that you have less wax. Just because you're lonely doesn't mean to take whatever the market offers. Because maybe the person you're dating is a leaf that just fly and doesn't know where he or she going. And now we both, like Pink Floyd said, two lost souls in a fishbowl or something like that. And now hanging together, two leaves. Okay, we're flying. No, don't do that to yourself, please, okay? I just want to say that. It's very important. So that to learn from that kids, value of spirituality, value of the right thing. I'm not asking you to be religious. I'm not asking you to follow whatever I teach. And those of you who don't know, I have it on audio, whatever I teach. And it's for free. Everybody can go. You go to the gym, listen to it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It can get you going. It's very important. So, but one thing, appreciate who you are and appreciate the gift that God gave you. God gave you a gift, time. That's all what you have. Time. Invest it right, and that's it. Even in business, those of you in business, before you talk to somebody, see that it's going somewhere. You cannot just talk to a business person and they don't appreciate what you have to say. If it's not going anywhere, today I was in a meeting, early meeting in the morning, and we couldn't find a place to sit, so we sit in the street for cafe. So a lady passing by, and I'm talking a very the person opening his heart to me about very personal thing. And the lady decided to stop there. So what's going on? So the guy is laughing. Like, I said to him, see, you don't want to come to my office, so. And then I say, hi. I say, I need to use your phone. It's okay. So I said, let me ring the number for you. Use the phone. We talk. I let it finish. It take about 4 minutes. I said, thank you. Take the phone, and then the customer, one of my clients, looking at me, and he's being aware how I deal with the situation. I'm looking at him, and she's keep talking to me. I said, well, by the way, my son have a problem, and I want to talk to you about it. And I think also my daughter have a problem, but I'm not sure. And I say, Miss, we try to solve some problem too. I'm more than welcome you to call me or in any other time, but I gotta be. And then she left. And then my customer looked at me and said to me, how did you do that? I said, do what? So you didn't even look at her when you talk. You just look at me. I said, well, that's called being assertive. You have to have something to create the boundaries. You cannot let people eat from your ears. Okay, you want my phone, no problem. And then take your nose, ears, leg, and you have to respect yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say yes. It's okay to decide when yes and when no. And it's okay to do the mistake with the yes and the no, because it's your life. Nobody knows what's right and wrong. I don't know what's right and wrong, but I can make a decision about what's right and what's wrong for me at that moment. I might be wrong later. I might be right. I don't know, but I am the one who makes the call. You the one who makes the call for your life. Don't ever let somebody else make the call. It's called being assertive. I don't know if you ever heard that word. You heard that word before. Boundaries, guys. Boundaries. Don't let everybody take a piece out of you. Also when you're dating or do whatever you do, business, hey, excuse me. This is my time. This is, what do you want? Where is it going? Please. Just to remind you, please. Yes. This is a short part who is teaching us about pray. It's very cute, it's very, very nice, because we talk about how to talk to the divine. So I just want to share this with you about praying or about meditation or how to connect to God. Please.
Rabbi Elazar said to him, you spoke well. Therefore the person who puts forth his prayers must make himself poor, so that his prayers will be worthy to enter among the prayers of all the poor. None of the guardians of the gates allow them, that is, all the other prayers in the world, to just simply enter as they allow the poor man's prayer, since they enter without permission. If a person makes himself poor and desires constantly to be poor, his prayer ascends and meets up with the poor's prayers. It joins up with them and rises together with them, and enters combined with theirs, and it is willingly received before the Holy King.
That's a tough section. Who want to be poor? There is no, Tony Robbins' next lecture, how to be poor, join me. Nobody going to show up. I don't know, all the famous, Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, hey, we're going to teach you how to be poor. Conscious of the poor man, join us. We're going to be in California soon. No, nobody's going to show up. Nobody's going to be empty. No, it's not motivated. And here, one of the strongest, powerful book of Kabbalah, of the Zohar, of the Torah, telling us you have to beg to be poor. Now, what is going on? What is poor? Maybe we should redefine. What is poor? And poor is a person who basically missed something, has nothing. Why are you praying when you're praying? Why are you meditating when you're meditating? So the idea is like that. Poor men want food. Poor men want a shower. Poor men want clothing or shoes. How much he wanted? Very much. The desperation reached a very high level. The poor man is so desperate that he wanted. When you pray, why are you praying? I watch many people who pray every day and they forgot even why. Why they even wake up in the morning and pray and meditate. They're just doing it for 25 years and it's the same. Doesn't matter what religion you belong, you're just doing it. But when you sit there and you take one thing about yourself, and let's say you are a moment with yourself, I think I'm jealous, and I'm praying to God as a poor man, and as a master of the world, I think I discover I'm jealous. I really want you to help me to overcome it. That prayer is called the prayer of the poor, when you're desperate. What area in your life, my friend, need to change? Is it has to do with emotions, with feeling? Is it has to do with business? Is it has to do with mental? What is it you can say, I believe I can be absolutely desire that thing that comes from the treasure of the Creator. And I can be desperate like a poor man or poor woman, that I can pull it from above all the way to this universe. If there is such a thing. If there isn't, there is no reason to pray. There is no reason to be spiritual for the sake of being spiritual. You have to get into a place of humbleness, in a place that when I was in South America, no home, no food, no car, you get to nothing. And you really start to realize, wow, I'm actually manifesting home. I'm manifesting car. I'm manifesting money. I'm manifesting every single thing a human being can manifest. Just by reaching a place. Sometimes when you have everything, or at least when you think you have everything, you shut down the gift of being poor. And then, if the gift of being poor has been taken away from you, you're no longer desperate. If you're no longer desperate, why you even try to make money? Because your parents told you to make money? Or because society told you to make money? You have to come to a place of being poor. And let me tell you what I did after this lady offered me the house and the car and everything. I make a tradition. Every money that we make from the business, by Wednesday night, I will send it to the account that we have in New York to Citibank. So we stay with no money at all, Wednesday night. We work Thursday and we work half day Friday. And we have to have food for Shabbat, for Saturday. Can you imagine? We dwell on Thursday and Friday. I say now, we burn the sheep. You know, Burning the Sheep, you know that book? No, never read the book. Think and Grow Rich, you know that book? It's called Burn the Sheep, you know? So the idea is sometimes in life you have to burn the options that might make you feel that it's okay, it's fine. Sometimes you have to motivate yourself when it's not okay. But there is a moment in life, if you want to achieve some goals, you have to burn the sheep. You have to come to a place that you have nothing. I have nothing. I have no place to sleep. I have no food to eat. I have nothing. I'm poor. Now, your engine stops working. Now the machine, dum, 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 dum. So that's why I tell to many people, you know, people come to me and said, I'm so lonely. I feel so lonely. I said, do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have a pet? Do you have a bird? Do you have fish? Do you have something? I say, yes, I do. I say, well, the dog sometimes fulfill a need to have a person in your life. It does. Because it's instead of having a person. When you are desperate being alone, the engine starts working. Okay, I can't take it. I gotta do something. Or, God forbid, you get into a deep depression. But for that, you need to see a doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist. But if you are not suffering from any type of depression, get to a desperation on the area of what you want to achieve. If you don't get to desperation, you're never going to be poor. And if you're not going to be poor, your prey just doesn't do anything good. I hope I'm not upsetting you with that, you know, or the Zohar upsetting you with that. But those words need to be told. And I'm not here to please your ears. I'm here to wake you up, to understand. If you want to know sometimes when things don't working for you, you're not desperate enough. You're not hitting bottom yet. You're not in the bottom of the bottom when you have nothing left to do. Once you're there, solution is coming from both places, from you and from the divine. And when you want it from the divine, you pray that there is no tomorrow. Question being asked, a rich man, what they going to do? They're rich. Sometimes being rich is curse. It's a curse. It is. Why it's a curse? You have money. Money solves most problems. You want a better doctor? Money can bring you a better doctor. You want people to like you? You drive a better car, you pay for dinner, then people are going to like you. You manipulate them. They have to like you. It's part of life. I'm going to pay for dinner. I'm going to take you to the best sushi place. I'm going to buy you a Ferrari. You know, like the story I told you once from Boca Raton, Florida, for the man who bought the lover of his wife. Though she was cheating with him and then she left him, he bought the man a Ferrari. I told you that story, right? And then the man called him back and said, excuse me, I don't like black Ferrari. I said, I like a red Ferrari. He said, no problem. Let me buy the red. True story. I'm telling you a true story. Not the end. Remember, then he opened for her a restaurant in Meisner. I shouldn't say where, because then they would know. Everything. And I had married to learn about this case from his lawyer. So his lawyer told me he's the smartest guy ever. So why? He said, yeah, the guy's very wealthy. For Ferrari, store, and a little bit of money, and she signed all the paper he need. Genius guy. Instead of taking it personally that she cheated on him with this guy, so how do I end it nice? And I'm buying that, and I'm out for less than $1 million. He is very smart. He kept all his money for himself. Why am I telling you that, guys? And how is this connect to being desperate, right? If you don't hit the bottom with whatever you want to achieve in life, money. In this case, he wanted a Ferrari, this guy. He was desperate. Okay. He filled him up with Ferrari. Yeah, take it. Rich person sometimes people win money, and this is it. But the real thing, you can't win with money. You're never going to know who's love you for real. Not even your own wife or husband. You can never tell. You can never tell. You can never tell who love you. It's a sad thing. You can never tell. People love you for your money. What are you going to do? People love you for your beauty. That's also a gift, right? You're so gorgeous, you're sexy, you're beautiful. Oh my God, I just want to be next to you. I don't love you, but I love your beauty, and I like to be next to that beauty. Talented people. I want to be next to talented people. We are gotta cry, gotta pray, gotta be desperate, to be surrounded. I mean, I'm very blessed to be surrounded with good people. Good people. All what I'm asking, God, please, keep surrounded with good people. I'm surrounded by good people. I'm very blessed. There's nothing better gift. Be surrounded by real, good human being. When you ask for those things, it's real. It's happening. It's real. You want money, money will come to you. You want friendship, friendship will come to you. You want marriage, you want children, everything possible. I remember one of my sister, I can say it, I don't think she will ever listen to my lecture. She asked, she always used to say, I never want to get married, I just want to have a child. She never get married, she has a child. That was her desperation, every day crying, every day. What I'm trying to tell you, it's all possible. Are you going to manifest what you want? Or are you going to sit there and say, why not? If you are into the white knot business, you're on the wrong business. If you are poor for that thing that you want, you're ready to receive it. If you're not poor and desperate, if you already go to negotiate a business deal, go and in your mind, you have no money in the bank. That's the advice for rich people. Start from zero. Empty your pocket. Burn the ship. You have nothing. You want to go on a date? This is your last date. This is not your first, your last date. Is that how you want the last date to look like? Burn the ship. What do you feel in your heart when it's your last date? This is it. This is it. I'm going. I'm staying. It's funny, right? I mean, people don't. Now you appreciate being poor. We sometimes don't know how to be poor. Being poor. Did you ever meet a real poor person in your life? Not the one who's just begging and begging. Because some of those beggars, 90%, I don't know if you know, have mentally ill. They suffer from mental issues, not just being poor, unfortunately. They do. They suffer from that. That's why some of them cannot make money. It's very sad. And to help them just to give them money and food, from experience, doesn't help. I sat with a lot of them. I sat on the floor with a lot of them, talked to them. I said, what's going on? So let me get you a job. Like going through all the thing. And I'm working on, start teaching in the downtown. There is a facility for shelter for them to see if I can get in. It's very hard to get in. Even to get in and teach there, it's hard. So, because I want to motivate them to think. Because some of them just need the direction. But being poor, what a gift. What a gift. If you're going on a date absolutely poor, amazing. Amazing, because you talk differently. It's not about the wine. It's not about if your lipstick move this way or that way. It's not about Versace or I don't know what's today, Prada or the name of the. No, it's real. It's authentic. Heart from here. Something else is happening. You are poor. You have nothing. You have nothing. This is it. This is it. Think about it that, God forbid, tonight you have no place to sleep. No money. Last meal. Experience that, guys. One time in your life, experience that. You will have every day amazing day. And I went through that physically. So I'm not talking about like some books I read. Physically. And then sometimes to sleep in the car. It's okay. It's okay. In the morning I knew that night I was sleeping in the car only if miracle happened. No miracle happened that day. It was Tuesday night. Well, I have this Beetle, Beetles, Volkswagen in 1976. Not fun. It's a small car. Open the window a little bit. And in the morning I have to give a lecture and impress people that I'm the motivational speaker. Wow, ooh, ah, car, Beetle. That's where I slept. The next day, there is belief system. Desperate. I have nothing. Nothing. Thank God I have the car for another week. But then the next day, things happen. Somebody comes and is about to sleep. It was Wednesday night. But knock on the window. Open the window. I'm so embarrassed. The guy know me. Even in my lecture. I say, Eliyahu. Yeah. So just, where are you sleeping tonight? He said, I couldn't say it. I said, well, you better come to my house. Very wealthy guy. He said, oh, please, take me to his house. He sent his 2 maids to carry all my stuff, 2 luggage here, put me into his house. He has a massage therapist, maid, chef, everything. He said, this guy, I want to bring a whole team taking care of this guy. I said, I can do it. So please. So I have with me a guy that I'm training him to be a teacher. So he's seeing all this thing. And for him, it's like a miracle. So I said to him, we're sleeping on the floor tonight. So why? We have this bed. We have everything. Laundry, everything. They're taking care of us on the floor. So why? What's the training now? I said, being poor. We are losing being poor on the floor. So we slept on the floor. And the guy, he lives in LA now. He moved to LA. And always when he see me, he said, being poor, sleep on the floor. You always see that. And very successful now. He always look at me and say, being poor, sleep on the floor. Lose your money. Lose your money. I used to tell them, take away your money, start from scratch. And in the morning, we wake up, and they did laundry, but the way they do the laundry, they put, forgive me for saying, even the socks and the underwear, they set it up in this way that like a matzah. A matzah bread? It's like that. And being poor, my friend, being poor, we got a house on the beach. We got everything. You have no idea. Wherever I go, the maid follow me. I say, excuse me, what's going on there? What's happening? Why you follow me? I said, that's a tradition. She want to make sure you're okay. Being poor. Get to a desperation mode, and now you know you're about to achieve a miracle. I shouldn't be too long with it, but I hope it hit home. I just want to end up with, because the time, section, maybe a different section that I want to read. Let's read it. Let's read it. It's important. Let's read it.
King David has placed himself in 4 ways. He placed himself with the poor, he placed himself with the devout, he placed himself with the servants, and he placed himself with those who are willing to sacrifice themselves and their souls for the sanctification of the name of Hashem. He placed himself with the poor, as is written, for I am poor and needy. He placed himself with the devout, as is written, preserve my soul, for I am pious, since a person must not place himself as a wicked one. If you contemplate, then in that case he will never confess and repent his sins, since doing so he will set himself as an evil one. It is not so. Rather, if he confesses about his sins, then he is devout, since he approaches to do repentance and removes himself from the evil side, where he was in its filth until now. Now he adhered to the utmost right, which is chesed, that is extended to receive him. And because he adhered to chesed, he is considered devout.
So we know in less than 90 days there is Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is a holy day that it's called the beginning of the year. It's actually not the beginning of the year. It's happened in the 7 evil months. It's when you talk to God. There's a moment. And then after 10 days after this, Yom Kippur, it's a day of atonement, atonement, we should say. All of us become one. But at that day, those Rosh Hashanah and days, you're allowed to renegotiate the deal. You look into the book. This Yom Kippur will be in Israel, of course. You all can join us on Yom Kippur. And Rosh Hashanah will be here. We're going to do it here with the shofar, with everything. And at that moment, when you come to pray in front of the Creator, there's 2 things you got to do. You have to be desperate for better year. You have to be desperate. That's first. Not depressed, desperate. The second thing you got to do is you got to think about all the things you did negative. Why? Why is it very important to think about your negative thing? Because why are we doing negative? We're doing negative not because we're bad people. We're doing negative because we think we have extra time, we have extra date, we have extra money, we have extra something. If you think you have nothing, you have nothing. You got nothing. First, the next day will look amazing, and that moment will only be filled with desire, and that the universe will give you whatever you want. The universe cannot wait to supply your need. But when you come halfway, the universe doesn't come halfway. The universe comes no way. If you come 90%, the universe comes still 0. That's what we need to understand. King David was a king, guys. It's called King David. King. We're not talking about regular person. King. King David. How can he be poor? Let me tell you what he did. King David. One of my favorite personality in the Bible. Because there is thing about King David that you might judge him. He did this, he did that. The beauty is the relationship he had with God while he was desperate. There's not even one word of complaint in his life. One. At least one. Everybody want to kill you for 7 years. Your son steal your kingdom. Your son take the wife away from you. Everything that can go wrong to human being happened to him. What he was doing? Writing songs about how great is God. God is amazing. 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 He has a sword coming to kill him. Oh, from God who loved me so much. You cannot make him find something wrong that God did to him. And he was desperate for help. How do you find that balance? And look what he did. He was chosen to be the king of Israel. King Saul was the king. King Saul was not happy, he was jealous. So it was this little boy with the red hair, doesn't even have a good looking in his face, and shepherd, that's all what he did in his life. Didn't do college or high school, nothing. Shepherd. And killed the giant. That's it. That's what people know him for. He killed a giant and sheep and cows and goat. He's the king of Israel. This is the king? So the old king decided not to accept the rules of God and said, we got to get rid of him. King David said, I'm not going to fight him. Even I'm the chosen king. What he did, he ran away. He ran away to prevent war. He hid in Hebron. Those of you who've been with me in Israel, Hebron is south of Israel. And he hid there for how long? 7 years. You are the king, you hide? To get into desperate. What is the name of the city? Hebron. If you take the letter together, what you get? Chibur. Chibur means connection. He went there to have a connection with the divine, to have connection to his soul. Then he came back as a king. He's the most, if you talk about the number one king who everybody know about, is King David. King Arthur, there's a lot of nice movie and book. King David. I always said that, I talked to Yvette today, I said, if one day they would make a Broadway show on King David, I would like to be part of writing it. I mean, Hamilton, God bless him, I mean, Alexander Hamilton, everybody love it, and the song, and the Berg, what is his name? The killer? Berg, okay? I don't know how to say it, so it come out with my English. So, so all that thing, but King David, my God, he stayed poor till the day he died. You know what was his last test, guys? It's a weird test, and it's kind of a Me Too campaign will not like the test. The last test that they did to him, they brought a virgin. They look all over Israel and Lebanon, Syria and Egypt for the most beautiful girl has to be virgin. A weird test. It's a weird. You should read it yourself. Read it yourself if you don't believe me. And they say this woman has to go naked into the bed of the king and stay virgin. He's 70 years old. That's called a test. Now, Me Too campaign will say, hey, what's going on here? So I'm not going to go. It's not for the Me Too campaign. It's just what happened before it was Me Too campaign. And before, what is the name, the guy we talk about? Before the drugs and the all other thing. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not trying to put down the Me Too campaign. So I'm not here to go to fight like Matt Damon did. Not doing that. But I'm saying they put the virgin, most beautiful woman into his bed. Now, a man called me after I said this story many years ago, said, Eliyahu, 70 years old, what kind of test? It was no Viagra then. You think you are the only one who asked this question, right? Me too. I thought I was the only one who asked. So I look into a book from 500 years ago. There's another famous rabbi who asked it. And we are thinking when we talk about sex, it's kind of not nice. They didn't think about it not nice. Who was the rabbi? Rabbi Isaac Luria. You heard of him? Ari HaKadosh asked only about the sex. So what's going on? 70 years old, they put a woman. That's not the test. I say, I want you to let you know, and I'm going to say it, and my wife will judge me for that, but I love you. It's written there in the book of Rabbi Isaac Luria. It wasn't me, okay? So I didn't come up with that idea. That the night before he was with his wife, Bathsheba, 14 times. And I remember every time I give it a lecture, all men come to me after the lecture and say, Eliyahu, there's some herbs about the 14 time. All of them ask me the same. Every time I give this lecture, all of them, it's written there literally, like the Ari, and he proved it from the Talmud where he bring it from. So it was a test for him. Now, why was he had to go to that test? One time, he had to deal with God. He said, God, I'm righteous. Said, well, you're righteous. So test me. You're supposed to test the righteous people. So he said, King David, there's a test you're not going to pass. So if I'm righteous, I'm supposed to pass. I said, no, you're not going to pass the test. I said, no, but you have to test me. She said, okay. He come from the war, and the lady was riding the donkey, and in the old days, you know, the way they put the skirt on the donkey, they ride like on the side, and the skirt somehow fell. And as a king and as the warrior, as polite spiritual man, he's supposed to look to the other end and go with the soldier. Something happened, he turned around and he walked after the lady to make sure, I guess, to put it together or something like that. We keep walking and the voice came from heaven. King David, God spoke, that was the test. And what King David answered, that's what I love King David. He said, God, you just say that there is no chance I will pass the test. I just doing your will, God. I'm here to fulfill your mission. And it's written there, it's not finished. And it's written in the Talmud, in the Zohar, in the Midrash. From that day on, God called King David the clown of the king. Like God is the king and he's the clown. Because it said that he brought happiness with his honesty to God. What's beautiful about King David, he never thought of himself as kings in his own eyes. He was thinking of himself as kings chosen by God to do his mission, to do his job. You won't be called as a king. You know, it's important that you will be desperate as a poor person. Then you are a king. But if you're not desperate with what you want, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do about it. But don't get complicated. The right thing, sometimes people prepare too much that they forget even what they prepare for. What are you doing? What are you actually doing? What's the purpose of it? What are you talking about? Get it done. Get it to the point. People ask me about soulmate when they go on a dating. Say, Eliyahu, what about soulmate? Soulmate is a spiritual thing. I say soulmate end up in age 27. After 27, you're looking for love. So what do you mean? I said soulmate is an excuse of spiritual people who like to sit in the cave and do nothing and waiting for somebody to knock on their door and the soulmate say, hey, soulmate arrived, UPS is here. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. There's no idea. Soulmate, yes. If you have the merit that soulmate is also the people you love, why not? Look for love. Love is so beautiful. Love. Love is all what we have. But be desperate for that. And then, if it's a soulmate, good. It's also, don't be busy with that. Don't be busy soulmate or not soulmate. It's become a trick of spiritual organization to sell you some product that one day it's going to be okay. If you do this, it's soulmate. If you do this, it's soulmate. If you be a better soulmate, you write a better check, your soulmate will find you. Soulmate. What is this? Love. Love. What about love? Well, I don't love, but it's my soulmate. Well, as I tell to this guy, I say, I'm only looking for my soulmate. I say, I think There's a lady with a sign on the beach. Say, I'm looking for this guy. Name. Say how she look like. Say she's 380 pounds. You know, she can't walk anymore, but she's your soulmate. Are you still believing in soulmate? No, no, no. Why not? Because you're not looking for soulmate, you look for body mate. That happen to be a soulmate too. Look for love. Do you feel something? Do you feel? Be desperate. Be desperate for that. Like, this is it. And that's what King David tried to teach us. And I hope before Rosh Hashanah, we don't have 2 months and 15 days. We have not a lot of time. You can prepare yourself every day, every week when you come here on Monday. Prepare. How to prepare, how to become more desperate about my situation. If you believe that next year will not be better than this year, then you're not desperate enough. It cannot be the same. It cannot be, God forbid, worse. It has to be better. It has to be better in all areas. Your health, your money, to be in a good mood, to be happy, to travel more, to enjoy life, to celebrate life. You have to. If you're going to get stuck for the rest of your life on what's not moving, I'm sorry. King David, he has the worst life a human can have, but he never stopped to be desperate about more good things. Nobody has worse life than King David. Nobody. Worst life a human can have. Worst life. Wife been taken away from him. His own son tried to kill him. His own son who tried to kill him died. Then he had to bury his own son. After he buried his own son, he's move on and be desperate about life and the joy of life. We gotta get a little bit into it, please, guys, please. Especially this week, if we see how the story ends with Balak and Bilam, going back to what we start. Balak and Bilam tried to kill the nation of Israel. They found out that there is only one person they can kill, and then they kill all of them. His name is Moses. Moses was not being found by them. You know why? He was busy being nothing. He was being busy being poor. When you are being poor, you know you got nothing. Nobody can find. Negativity can never find you. Only positive stuff happen. I want you to close your eyes for 1 minute, please. 1 minute, just close your eyes. And please meditate about one area in your life that you promise yourself you're going to desire it at least more. Maybe not as a poor, but at least more. That you're absolutely going to focus on that all week. And wanting it like no tomorrow. Burn the ship. There's nothing there, just you. And if you make it happen and you're not going to waste time, you're not going to just waste your time, you're going to think about everything, how to get it done. Miracle will happen, even shorter than just 1 week. You can even manifest it on Friday if you do it right. Just be like a pool. Appreciate you coming. I appreciate the people at home watching. And thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.